Hey, welcome back. This is Disturbing Puppet, playing some more games. Today we're going to do kind of another update on my Mordheim team. I did one video before this about Mordheim. I'm definitely not an expert at Mordheim. I just kind of did the tutorials and kind of jumped in. I've always liked the Games Workshop games, so I've kind of been enjoying it. Doing the tutorials, it didn't really jive with me that much. It didn't capture my attention. But once I started playing, and you kind of get in the flow of doing a mission, getting guys leveling up, and then it kind of pushes you to do more, and you want to level you guys up more and get more stuff, and kind of go from there. It's a fairly unforgiving game, so I started off getting really hammered. Then kind of got in a good groove. Then recently things have kind of turned against me. So I had a mission not too long ago where two of my guys, a level 8 warrior and a level 7 champion, both got killed. I won the combat, but ended up having a couple guys down, both of them dead. And then just recently I had a mission where I was using some of my lower level guys with my backup leader while my main leader was training. And then it got really close. It's playing against the undead, and they seem a little overpowered for kind of what they are. Leader being a vampire with terror, that kind of thing. So I managed to get him to make a leadership check before me, passed it, was whittling down his leader. His leader was giving me a lot of trouble fighting inside a building, so I couldn't use my ogre against him. Was whittling him down, took a couple of shots at him with my rifleman, missed two 95% shot rifle shots, which would have killed him because he was down to 14 health. Then missed an 80% counterattack hit, which also would have killed him. Since I didn't take him out, he then took one of my guys out, which caused me to make a leadership check and failed. As a result of that, I lost like a level 6 archer and a level 8 warrior not too long after I lost the other guys, and then lost a bunch of really good gear and stuff too. So it's been a little bit rough lately, but I'll kind of go over my guys here real quickly, and then we'll just kind of do a quick scenario. Probably won't be too long. I'm not planning on doing like every mission with these guys, just kind of maybe occasionally to update people. I never played the board game, so this is really my only experience with Mordheim. It's a little bit different than I kind of expected when I picked up the game, but I really like the Games Workshop stuff and turn-based games, so figured I'd give it a shot, and I'm definitely enjoying it. I picked the Mercenaries to play. I probably should have gone with Skaven, which was kind of my first thought. But having fought against them a few times, it kind of seemed like, yeah, it'd be really cool to have Poison Wind Globadiers and that kind of stuff. But just playing regular old mercenary humans, not super exciting. But we'll kind of jump in and show my guys, and then we'll jump into a scenario, hopefully get some money and some wordstone. So you can see my success rate's not too bad, 91%. I started off really bad and then kind of got in a good groove. And then just recently I lost one and then won the next one. Enemies out of action ratio, you can see 478%, so not too terrible. And my guy's the Unlucky Few, which was the name I switched them to when early on I was losing almost every single scenario and kept having guys get killed left and right. So it was definitely kind of an unforgiving game. So I'm now relatively doing okay money-wise with 1,300 gold. The problem is that I'm losing experienced guys, and if I want to buy experienced guys to replace them, even if they're only like level 3 or 4, they're costing over 1,000 gold, and they can just get killed after one mission. So training is a bit expensive, upkeep and medical costs are a bit expensive, but buying experienced guys is crazy expensive. I'm also sitting on a ton of wordstone here. I made a shipment recently, which was 228 wordstone, and kind of was building up in case the next one is much higher. I think it went from 100 was the first one, then 200, which kind of surprised me that it doubled. And the next one was 228, which wasn't too bad. So, but I'm kind of expecting at least 300 for the next request for how much wordstone you have to send off. But basically the mission is the game is you're one of a different group of factions. You've got a little warband of guys, sort of like Necromunda, if you ever played that, or if you played the board game of this. I'm assuming it was kind of similar, where you have a sponsor who's going to request some wordstone, which is the green glowing stuff, basically solid chaos over here, which fell on the ruins of the city. So you're kind of wandering around, fighting against other people, trying to grab wordstone or complete other objectives. Mostly you're kind of fighting and beating up the other guys and grabbing what wordstone you can, and that's pretty much it. In my experience, I haven't had much chance to pick up wordstone that often. I'm often picking it up off the enemy. not necessarily off the ground. It sort of depends on the scenario and how things go. So this is my warband, probably with the guys I'm going to be taking out. I recently, well, the ogre not super recently. I've had the ogre for a bit now, but he is incredibly useful in combat. I really, really like having the ogre. If I switch out the ogre, I can actually put in 2 additional guys. Well, 2 guys instead of 1 ogre, so really it's 1 additional person to my squad. So instead of a 9-person squad, you can take 10, but most of my guys aren't strong enough that having an extra guy even sort of equals the ogre. My leader, my main leader anyway, is kind of a force to be reckoned with. He's all the way up to level 10 now. I picked up a bunch of skills and stuff here. So I'm kind of using him with a pistol until we get in close. And we've got, you can see a purple hammer, blue shield. He's got blue heavy armor on as well. Web of Steel is really, really cool. It lets me parry multiple times, and I've leveled it up so now I can parry it 3 times in a turn. And then with Swift Reaction, I can counterattack really easy. Harder gives me some extra health. So he's definitely pretty powerful. My backup leader, however, who was actually my original leader, is still only level 2, and he got totally hammered the last time I played a mission with him. I was trying to level up other people who were a little bit weaker while he was, my main leader, was training, and it went very badly. So probably going to be taking out my most advanced champion next, who's level 4. It's because my other champion got killed in a mission that I won. I had 2 guys go down in that mission, and both of them died, which was pretty crappy because he was level 7 or 8, I think. So now we're trying to level him up. He has lost a leg, so he's a little bit slower movement. And using the blue dagger just because it does more damage than the other weapons that I have for him, really. Level 4 Youngblood here. Youngbloods are mainly kind of ranged focused, but I sort of have him mixed, packing the halberd as a backup. I'd like to get him a little bit higher level. I do have another guy who's level 8 that is in my reserves. I'm kind of trying to focus on a little bit of the weaker guys. Then my ogre is up to level 8. We've got all kinds of stuff. My alternate set is a sword and an axe, so I can parry with him. He's got pretty good parry skill. I picked up flash parry and knowledge tactics. So I have decent dodging and parrying, and then I've got a couple other skills here. Mostly I've kind of been focusing on a lot of the passive skills, which I seem to like. The active skills aren't quite as good, at least not the first rank. But just maybe the way I play or the way I think about it. I think, more HP is probably better than, I don't know, reducing someone's initiative by 10 points next round or something like that. This is my badass rifleman, level 9. We've got a purple hunting rifle with him. So a few skills here that kind of make him a little bit more dangerous and powerful. Nothing too great. I lost my other backup guy, so I purchased a level 2 archer just recently. So he's kind of my backup. Just got a basic longbow. I had a purple longbow with my guy that died, and of course I lost it with that mission. It disappeared. Level 8 warrior here who's got 1 eye. It's kind of hard to tell there. Just a few things here. He's got increased ambush range from Blitz, which is kind of nice with him. Then some specializations to make him tougher. Mostly I'm kind of using the warriors to kind of tie people up and then using the other guys to do most of the damage. So I'm kind of focusing on being able to take hits with them and parrying. This is my level 1 that I picked up not too long ago. It doesn't have any skills. Basically just want to level him up. He's getting close to level 2, so I'm trying to progress through. I've got a level 3 I'm not taking this time. I took him last time. And then we've got a level 7 who's kind of working up. And I do have a blue spear with him. Same kind of thing. Shield specialist, flash parry, so parrying ability. So let me just check the stream really quick. So in this, unlike Blood Bowl, I have no idea who I'm going up against. I just kind of know sort of the ratings when I go into a mission. So there's a shop, there's a place to sell off your wardstone if you want to. I'm sort of stockpiling mine for right now. I'm doing okay on money, but training is really expensive. Picking up specialized guys is really expensive. I'll show you. So this is sort of a view here of the higher level guys you can pick up. So level 3 Warlock is 1,300, a level 3 Captain, level 3 Champion, over 1,000. So even lower level guys, just archers and basic warriors, level 2, 349. It's really expensive for guys that can get killed instantly if they go down. I am sort of working on building up a champion. He's only level 1, so actually this level 3 champion is very tempting, but 1,000 gold is a lot of gold. It took me a long time to kind of build up to actually having over 1,000, and it's really quick to go below that once you're paying expenses for stuff. Or if really good stuff comes into the shop, because it rotates every once in a while and you want to buy a bunch of stuff. So it's tempting to pick him up, but for a guy that can get killed in one mission, not so sure I want to take that kind of risk. So this is sort of your missions. Veteran system is as you do stuff with your warband, you can get advantages that carry over from all your warbands. And what I've picked up so far is just an extra day to fulfill any requests. So this is, you have a certain amount of time to fulfill a certain weight in Wordstone that your sponsor wants, and if you don't do it, there's some negatives that happen. This has helped me a little bit, so I've reduced the cost of impressive and leader characters by 8 for each successful mission. So it just means that if I have an ogre, mission successful, costs me 8 less gold to pay him after each mission, same with leaders. So it just saves you, if you have a leader and an ogre, 16 gold per mission if it's successful. Reduced cost here of wounds by a couple gold per guy. And here I've reduced the cost of training skills and spells by 10%. Basically just focusing on gold, because gold really has been the main issue for me playing the game. So we've got the shop, management, skirmishing, I think is online stuff. I haven't really messed with it. And this is kind of your main missions and then advancing days. So I've just got a few missions available here. And then you can send out scouts to get additional ones if you don't like what's available. So I can't really move the mouse, but you can see there's a brutal rating next to the skull. That has to do with the rating of the enemy warband that's taking part in that mission. And even though I've done quite well and advanced and paid for skills and stuff, I often see a lot of hard, brutal, deadly kind of stuff come up. I almost never see normal, so I'm often picking normal even if it may not be a good scenario. So this one, that's a little dangerous, being brutal. I could swap out some of my guys to be tougher and then try something like that if I wanted to. Got a hard. This was the kind of one that it really hurt me. It was both groups are scattered randomly around the area. And the one that I did that I lost not too long ago was like that, but it basically had the two groups were sort of intermingled and right on top of each other at the very start, and he had 4 or 5 guys that went first and just hammered me before I really had a chance to do much of anything. So yeah, I don't really like the random setup kind of thing. This is a story mission, so the rating kind of gives you an idea of how tough it would be. This just popped up just recently, and these are usually a lot tougher and a lot longer than normal missions, so I'm probably not going to do that. And here's we deploy around our wagon. It's a hard. That's probably what I would go for. Instead of this is a hard and scattered. That's not great. This would at least be more of a straight up fight anyway. So I could send out scouts and see if anything else pops up. It's only 8 gold, so I think I'll give it a shot. So you can see this was a normal, but not a lot of resources. Let's see what it is. Yeah, so one is exploring buildings, the other group is right around its wagon. That's not a bad one. That would probably be pretty easy. Tempted to go for this one because it has good on the Wordstone amount, so that's a bit more tempting. This is kind of poor, very poor. There's not a lot that I would get out of it. It might be a bit safer. Yeah, let's go for the harder one. I'm a bit worried about my my poor level 1 warrior here if I do this, but we'll try to keep him safe and see what happens.
Your scouts have discovered a rival warband in the vicinity. These warriors are clustered around their wagon, making them a very attractive target.
So this up here, the 2072, is probably their rating, so that's about 100 above mine. And basically this is just kind of a straight up fight. Make them rout, take them all out. The optional stuff, so it would be to steal the idol from their warband and put it in my cart. And your cart's just kind of a place where you sort of start, and you can dump extra equipment off. So there's my cart behind my ogres, you can kind of see there. So if I pick up stuff and a guy can't carry anymore, I can move him back there, dump the stuff off in the cart, and I'll have it for the mission. So this is deployment. You can switch to an overhead map. So these are kind of all the different options I can set up. Kind of see where he's at. So he's way up here. And these are going to be the Sisters of Sigmar, who have some magic and stuff. What I kind of look at is a place where I might have a good area to fight. So this kind of general open area is not too bad. They're probably going to come for the Wordstone here at some point. So maybe having a big fight right around here wouldn't be too bad. I've got good lanes of fire for my archer and rifleman, open area to fight. If you start getting into the buildings, it really restricts your ability to fight. Especially for the ogre, I can't use him very much in the buildings. There are a lot of Wordstone. There is a lot of Wordstone down here as well. So I could move down this way and then up, expecting that he might come this way, but he could also head right for my cart. So I may try to sweep up here and then move one or two guys down to check out this area, maybe grab some stuff and see if we can encounter him here, here, or around here. So for the ogre, being in front is pretty good. He's kind of my front line guy, so that's totally fine. This is my rifleman here, level 9 guy. I've got pretty good movement with him, but I'd like to move him up if there's some place I can get him high. He's also quite good at scouting and spotting hidden traps and stuff, so we'll keep him relatively up. He usually goes first because he's got like my highest initiative, I think, out of my group. Youngblood's fairly quick, so we'll keep him in the back is fine. My leader's fairly quick, so we can have him in back. I want to put kind of my slower warriors in the front. These guys have less movement, which is the blue little dots that you can see as sort of movement actions or stances that you can set up, whereas the red dots are attacks that you can make. This guy, because he has lost one of his legs, is much slower for his movement, so even if he has more dots, he moves less per dot. So we're going to put him in the front. This is my level 1 guy, so having him in the back is fine. So I was kind of expecting the game when I got it to be more like a board game, sort of an overhead or third-person camera kind of sweeping around, but instead it's really kind of focused on each individual guy like this, like you can see. So it's a little different than I expected, but I've actually really enjoyed the game as I've played. So one thing that I thought was kind of odd that you can do is if you do a perception check, it lets you spot anything of interest, including traps in the environment. If you do it and then move, it still spots things. So it's not where you do it that it matters, it's that you did it already this turn. For the guys with ranged weapons, having some height increases your chances to hit, and I think increases your field of view. So just the distance that you can see. So I'm just going to move up here. So you can see that sort of highlighted there. That's a trap. So if I step on that, something bad will happen. And that's just because of his passing that perception check earlier. So you can move a little bit further and then actually move back. It sort of shows you where you were, and you can actually get the movement points back. So if I move back to here, now I suddenly have 3 blue dots again for movement. So you can sort of scout out a little bit. I think if you end up spotting somebody, then you can't get it back. But I'm just going to move up a little bit and put him in Overwatch so he'll take a shot at anything if it shows up. Probably this early on, not likely to happen. We've got enemy 4 guys are going to take their actions before my next person. We're far enough away that nothing should happen this early on. You can see that his upper left-hand corner, there's the blue and red bars, so that's sort of leadership. So mine is the blue, which is 169, and then his would be the red, 185, and then the line with the number is the number you have to drop the opponent down to before they start making leadership checks. If they fail a leadership check, they lose the mission and run away. So I've got to take out enough guys that his remaining leadership is 74 or less before he's going to make 1 leadership check. For me, it's 67 or less, and I'll have to make a leadership check. So these guys are a bit tougher than me, might be higher level, so this could be a little hard. I'm hoping it's not crazy hard. So I could potentially run off one of my faster guys over here, maybe try to grab something. Stuff on the map may not look that far, but really his max movement is probably going to put him about here if I went that direction. But I think we're going to go take a look to see how far we can move. So I can see from here the green stuff on the ground, that's Wordstone. That's the Wordstone that's on the map there. So it actually doesn't look that far from here. These things with the like Skaven writing and the weird distorted, mutated looking thing on the ground are both possible traps. They're not always traps, but they can be traps sometimes. So I'm just going to take a peek out here. Sometimes you're not going to see guys when you're looking, but then if you go to the map, if you see somebody, they'll actually appear on the map. Or if you saw someone in an area, it'll show where they last saw them and have a little question mark kind of showing that you're not sure where they are right now. So he could move pretty close. I'm going to go ahead and just pop him in Overwatch over here as well. See if we can just run up and grab that stuff and then come back to the group. Splitting guys up is really, really dangerous. I would not recommend it. Here I can move through the building, so I'm going to go ahead and just do that a little bit faster than going around. So my leader is pretty tough, so I don't mind so much having him out front. He can handle himself pretty well. So you can see the Wordstone on the ground there in the distance. And for now I don't want to move too far, because some of my guys are kind of slow. I want to stay together as much as possible and just put him in Overwatch with the pistols facing that direction. Pistols are kind of short range, but if I can get a shot off or two with them, soften guys up before I get into combat, it definitely seems to help. My Ogre is actually pretty good at spotting stuff with perception. You can see the 82% chance. So I'm going to do that just so we don't end up stepping on a trap or something accidentally and causing a problem. So he could end up coming from this direction or this direction. This is a bit more direct, kind of down, or from here. So I'll probably put him somewhere in this area. He has a passive that see there's traps showing up. Increases his, so a passive that increases his ambush range. So that red kind of border, anyone who steps into there, he's going to charge right into them and attack them. So his ambush range is much further than normal. So some people might accidentally step into it, even though they don't intend to. So he can sort of lock down an area pretty well, and he can do a lot of damage. And I've made him pretty tough. So he's often going to be tanking for me a bit, him and my leader. So I'll move my other archer up here a bit. I'll also throw him in Overwatch, probably facing this direction too. I'm kind of using this to block a view from the other side in case they come in from that direction. All they're going to see on that side is the Ogre, they're not necessarily going to see my other guys. Skaven move really, really fast, so a lot of times they'll end up jumping on me before I've really moved that far. Some of my guys are kind of slow, so I don't advance super fast, but I almost always end up in a fight before I really get where I want to go, it seems like. So this is one of my tougher warriors, so him we want sort of running interference. He also has an increased ambush range. But as you can see, he's a bit slower. This is as far as he can move, but that's his increased ambush range there. If someone charges you from outside your ambush range, you can't do anything. So you're not actually going to end up ambushing them. So ambush just means if someone moves into that range, you're going to charge them and do an attack. If you see somebody and you want to move towards them, and then you're within a certain distance, depending on your charge range, based on your movement, you get to charge them. If that's further than the other person's ambush range, they don't get to do anything. They just charge right in and slam into you. So here I'm trying to edge around just a little bit, but I want to sort of use this to block vision a little bit. And this is my guy who's going to be a bit slow because of losing one of his legs. He's only level 4, so he's got a couple hundred health, which isn't super great for a champion anyway. His ambush range is really short because of his reduced movement. Right now I'm not too worried about people just kind of showing up. I'm just kind of throwing people in ambush because it's nothing else I can do with them. If I want to move less, I can put them in a stance so that they will parry or dodge an attack that comes at them, but no one's really close, so it's not really a concern at the moment. Later it might be, though. And then we've got my poor little level 1, who really, I just want to survive the mission. I'm not too concerned about anything else with him. I'm not even going to move him up. It would really only be in an extreme emergency that I might want to use him. He might get some action, we'll see. So the question is, do I want to stay here, or do I want to try to move somewhere else? So I could try to climb up into that building, but I'm not sure what kind of view I have. I can't tell if that's totally open from this angle. I think it is. Take a look and see anyway. I don't think I can actually climb up from here. No, it's just a jump down position. Should be a way up. Just gonna take a quick look. Okay, the stairs are in the back, so it's a lot of movement just to come around. So if I wanted to, I could backtrack all the way and get all that movement points back and do something different. Because I don't have any movement left, I can't try to climb. It's a roll to climb based on your agility. So for now, we're just going to leave him here. What I'm going to do is plan on getting up kind of directly above where I'm at, have a little bit better view. Also keep him a bit safer. He can do a lot of damage, so if I can keep him out of combat and just pumping shots in on guys, I can do a lot of damage. Helps a lot to whittle people down before they get to you. I don't have any magic users. I haven't really done anything with magic. It seemed like in the tutorials magic was really inconsistent, so I never really bothered to pick up a magic user and try training them. I might do that at some point just to kind of check it out since I haven't played with it much. So I'm going to go ahead and do the perception roll again, just so I can see as I'm moving forward. It can also help you spot enemies if they're sort of hidden behind walls and stuff if you're close enough. My ogre cannot pick stuff up, really. He's not interested in that. Oh, see, I can see some people there. So on the map, we've got 5 enemies down there. That's a bit too much for me to handle all by myself. I don't really want to move much closer. Yeah, so I can see that spot up there that I probably want to get my rifleman into. I'm not sure what kind of view he's going to have in this direction. So there is a trap there, which they might stumble into. What I'm probably going to do here is just back up a little bit and go into ambush, kind of covering this direction. So you can see how far my ambush will trigger. So if anybody comes that close, they're probably not expecting me to charge into them. I might creep forward a little bit further, and we'll see. You can pull up this kind of menu, which shows a lot of different stuff, your different skills and things you can look at here, but also what you have in your backpack. So how many spaces I have, so I can pick up a couple wordstone if I want. So with him, we're just going to run out, pick up the big one. You can actually tell, I didn't really know at first, the little ones that look like little pebbles, those are worth 1 weight of wordstone. That other side, that's a little bit bigger off to the right, is worth 5, and then there's a bigger one that's actually worth 15. So I'm just going to grab the one that's worth 5, the shard. Then there'll be a roll to see if I take any negative effects from that. And I do, which is minus 15% climb, leap, jump. It's kind of random what happens. You can take damage. You can have negatives to your armor or other things. You can even have positive things happen. It's not very likely, but it can happen. I could kind of leave him here, just sort of covering that alley. If they come towards the ogre, one of them would trigger the ambush, then the others might try to come through. It's not super likely that would happen. It's possible they might try to come down here where all this wardstone is, and then may end up coming. That would be bad. A lot of times if they see me, though, they'll often come right towards me, so I'm kind of expecting them to sort of charge right down this alleyway at me. For now, I'm just going to get a little bit better angle going to Overwatch. So I'm going to move my leader up here as well to have some additional assistance. It looks like they can come through this building here as well, so I might want to have somebody cover the door there. They might try to sneak around that way instead of coming straight down the road at me. The pistol is kind of short range, so I may set up my leader here. So I'm kind of covering that, and then they can't see him either until they come a bit closer. And we've got the crossbow shot too. So this archer is fairly new, so he doesn't have a lot of range. I'm not sure how close I'm going to have to be to get a shot off. From here, I should be able to shoot them as they come in, hopefully before my ambush on my ogre triggers, but maybe not. But for right now, I'm just going to leave him there. I'm a bit worried. These guys do have much higher rating than me, so they could beat the snot out of me. There's paths through here as well. They could be up on this upper walkway and then come down. So I'm sort of covering it here with him. He's also in a place where they can't see him, at least the ones down that alley. So he'll sort of protecting in case they try to sneak around from that side. So let's see what these guys are going to do. So I'm sure they've spotted me. It's like they're picking up wardstone. It's back there. Charging on in. Climbing up the roof. Okay. I think there's a way they can come down the stairs over near where I just put that other guy on ambush. I may move him over to assist as well. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this walkway here they can get to and then jump down, or there might be stairs inside that building where they could come out there. Since this guy is missing a leg, he can't actually climb up, so that's why I don't see any of the positions where you can go up and down, because he can't use them at all. It does mean that I kind of have to try to remember where they were. I'm pretty sure there was one in the corner. You can see his ambush range is incredibly short compared to everybody else. So if I have a couple movement points, what I can do instead is just put him in parry stance, so if somebody attacks him, he has a chance to parry. His ambush is kind of useless, honestly, unless someone has absolutely no idea that he's there, and I can cover kind of a doorway or something. Go ahead and move this guy around to this side. He sort of has normal ambush range. Try to hide him a little bit. They're kind of slow, so I want to move them up if I can, so they can assist or get in the way or tie people up. See some magic going on down there. It's a little flash. And I'm going to go ahead and move him up just in case things go horribly wrong. Just kind of in a position where I can try to protect my archer if I have to. They're not going to make it that far this turn. With Skaven they might, because they're super fast.
A new round has started.
Not really advancing towards me, just the one that went up in the building. So they might be trying to sneak around and come at me from different angles or something. Okay, so we want to get up. Looks like I have to climb here. And then jump across. So not that easy for someone who's not very agile. So you need to have a high agility. I've actually got a shot from here on the lady across the way, 90%. So try to soften her up. Wow, that was a really good hit. So that was a crit. Normally the numbers are white. If it comes up yellow like that, it means a crit. You'd think it'd be red or something, but it's yellow. Just enough movement points left to reload, and that'll be it for his turn. Here we go. And doing something. Some kind of spell on the guy, or the sister that I just shot. It's the people I can't see that kind of worry me. So that is sort of the sister's equivalent of my ogre, kind of a really powerful warrior and spellcaster. Click, she had a spell go wrong there and got hurt as a result. I don't really like being alone over here. It makes me kind of nervous, and I'm kind of afraid they might come from down that alleyway. So I'm actually going to pull back here. Just kind of land another Overwatch shot in this direction. Try to stay safe. Check the map and see what we've got. So this is the one that I shot here. We've got a sighting on somebody even further back. This was their big guy. You can see 554 health. This is their leader. The little crown is the leader. So if I can take them out, that'll reduce their leadership that they'll have left. So I'd really like to take out that leader, especially if they're isolated. I'm not sure where these people are. I saw them back here, so now I have no idea where they are. That's why the question marks. This is just the last spot that I saw them. So I think I'm gonna get shot for a second there. Ah, up there, okay. So 48%, I can take an aim shot, which uses some of my attack and movement. 68% isn't that great. So instead, I'm just going to kind of peek around here and see if we can see anything out this way. So it's just the leader, we don't see anything else. Yeah, why not? Shoot her in the back. Hey, and we got a stun and some pretty good damage. That's good. Take another shot. It's an increased chance because she's stunned, so she's not moving or anything. So now I don't have enough to reload. I'm actually just going to run back as far as I can, sort of hide around the corner. I'm not sure where that person is going. Just cut a really quick flash there, and then they were gone. So now I'm going to go charge down their leader. It's going to make me a big target, but if I can kill the leader and then run off before everyone else swarms me, that would be really nice. So I do a lot of damage, especially on a crit with this. I can switch out to a sword and an axe and parry. You need a shield or a sword to parry with, or halberds actually you can parry with too. So I have a better parry chance than dodge chance. With the heavy weapons, all you can do is dodge. So if I get in a bad position, I can switch out to my other weapon set, and then I can actually have a better chance of surviving attacks. Yes, we're kind of stuck here. Those two are probably going to come charging down at me. At least those two, maybe more. I've got a shot from here. Aimed, I can get it to 70%. Oh, it's the stunned person up there. Yeah, why not? A little bit extra damage. Since he's low level, all he really has is a chance to attack once. I need at least 4 of the red skulls to be able to do a couple arrow shots with a bow. And here we're just going to hang out, go into dodge. Probably going to charge down and hit my ogre. She failed their fear test. Ogre does cause fear. It just means there's a decreased chance of hitting and stuff. But she hit, and I didn't dodge that either. Don't really like this, but I'm going to move this guy down in an ambush to try to protect my ogre from somebody else. All I really want is him to sort of tie somebody up, if possible. So I'm going to get him. That's not what I wanted to do. I'm going to get him close enough that I can sort of protect the ogre. So he's kind of looking at the red lines. So from here I should be able to. I can pick up that wardstone in the process, so we will. Actually have a positive effect there, which is increased movement range, which will actually increase my ambush range quite a bit. So I'm just going to do that to try to limit the number of people pounding on my ogre all at once, but he's not super strong or tough, so he can't take a punishment for too long without some help. But all he really has to do is keep them busy. Here I'm going to move him up as well. I'm kind of expecting that at least one of these guys are going to come charging down the alleyway towards me. And then my champion will sort of leave over here, ambushing in case somebody comes from an unexpected direction. And now I can see, I don't know why I can see them now. Well, I couldn't before. Often I can't with him because he doesn't really have a chance to climb stuff. So I'm just going to hang out right here for now. See if my ambush gets triggered. Yep. Got a hit in, but we're going to get hammered here in response. If you still have attack points left, you can counterattack if you get hit. It's already quite a bit of damage on him, which is not good. Move this level 1 guy over here just in case. Covering from this side too.
A new round has started.
I'm going to have to get my leader in the combat here pretty quickly so that we can take out some of these people as quickly as possible so we don't get swarmed. Where are they going? And the only person I can see is the Wilda up there, who isn't really doing much or contributing much. But damage is damage. I may have to move down if I want to get shots down that alleyway. I don't think I can see anything from here. There's a limit to your range as well, which I think is based on your ballistic skill, it seems like. Couple misses, that's nice. Less damage is good. Ganging up on my guys is bad. Okay, we caught her there. I was afraid she was also going to jump on my warrior down there. Instead, we got a spell coming in. And getting hammered. Yeah, this character is basically their equivalent of an ogre. Yeah, that's really bad. So I kind of need my ogre on that person, or my leader on that person, dishing out some damage. I'm trying to take hits from them as quickly as possible. Definitely in a bit of danger here. I probably should have stayed back a bit and kept the ambush going from further back. Oh, parried my attack. That's not nice. You're supposed to die. There we go. Nope, still alive. What, 1 point of health left. Making me waste another attack on you. Got to deal with this guy before I'm free to deal with anybody else. I'm not going to switch weapons yet. I do more damage with this one, so I'm going to stay just kind of in dodge. I have a better parry chance with the sword and stuff. I just do less damage with it. I almost forgot about you. It's a 1% shot. Still 1%. Wow. Yeah, it's reduced a lot because of a spell that's going off. So even if I aim, it's 1%, but I have shots at other people. We'll go for the one my ogre's on, just try to whittle her down a little faster. And then we're going to move back. Don't have enough to even reload with him. Here I'm just going to go ahead and switch to my hammer and shield, and we'll do a lot more damage that way. I got ambushed, but didn't get hit. So I have a couple special attacks here. The Jaw Strike affects magic users, and the Staggering Blow decreases initiative. It does take 3 to use, so it does reduce the number of attacks I can make by 1. So I can just do straight up 4 attacks, or I can do 2 attacks and a Jaw Strike or Staggering Blow. So for right now, I just want to do damage. So I'm probably just going to do the regular attacks. I don't have enough movement points left to parry or anything, so he might get hammered a bit this turn. We'll see what happens. Alright, nothing I can do. We've also got a few targets. So we've got 75% on Wilda up there, 1% on that guy, 50%. If they're in combat, it reduces your chance to hit anyway. I'll just take the better chance, I guess. Stay put and dodge. I'm a bit worried about my spearmen there. Now, if you're outnumbered in combat like that, it had all alone check. So if you're in combat and outnumbered, then you have to make a leadership check, or if you fail it, you end up running away. And if you run away from combat, they'll get some free hits in on you as you go. So it's not a good idea to stay in a combat where you're outnumbered. I can disengage. As long as you have room behind you, you can run away if you want. But right now I'm sort of tying up a couple people, so for right now he's okay. He has taken a bit of damage. Keep focusing on the one that I hurt already. I don't do a lot of damage with these guys. Mainly their job is to tie people up and survive as long as possible. So I just need to keep them occupied until my ogre is free, and then he can come do some damage, or my leader is free and they can do some damage. And we've got 89% parry chance, so hopefully we can take less damage this turn. That's quite a bit of damage since I failed my dodge. These heavy weapons can really do a lot of damage really quickly. Jumping down. And that's my level 1, who hopefully isn't going to get destroyed here. Good miss. I think he's only got like a 30-some% chance of parrying attacks that come at him if I put him in parry stance. So just move over here and get into combat as well, so we can double up. Try to take her out as quickly as possible. Yeah, close to death, only like 5 health left, something like that. But even if you're almost dead, you still get all your attacks and can do all your damage. It doesn't reduce your effectiveness. Leopold is in a lot of trouble. I don't really have other people free who can deal with this. So I kind of have to leave him here in combat, at least for now. I wouldn't mind taking off. I'm just going to have to hope that my parry will keep me alive for this turn. It's a miss. Parry failed. Yeah, they have a lot of heavy weapons, which means they're going to attack less, but they're going to do a lot more damage when they do hit. go. That'll actually help with his advancement as well, taking somebody out. The turn someone goes down, you can also loot them and take any of their stuff. Later, basically after a turn has passed, all you can pick up would be sort of, everyone has kind of a personal item, which is sometimes used for bounty missions, and then any wordstone that they picked up. So in this case, I'm just going to grab the wordstone. I could take hammer or shield if I want to. I really don't need to. Don't need them. I could sell them, but it's for such a small amount, it doesn't really matter that much. And we got something beneficial there, some increased movement, it looks like. Yeah. And I can't charge into combat. I could move into combat, but it's really not helpful for me to do that. So I'm just going to kind of hang back here and hopefully not get killed. If my spearman goes down, then I'm going to be in a bit of trouble. It kind of opens the way towards my archers and my crossbowmen back there. I'm hoping my riflemen will be able to get a good shot somewhere, and we can take out another guy coming in. That's not helpful. Now we've got 3 people on poor Gustav. And I don't think he's going to be able to run away from there either. So there we got the 1% shot. There's a 70% back there. If we aim, still 1% and 90%. So we'll take the 90%. And we miss a 90%. Yeah, I've seen a lot of missing of 90, 95% lately with my riflemen, especially when things are really tight and I absolutely need it to happen to help out. I really need my ogre or my leader free here as quickly as possible. Okay, there's a parry. It'll help him survive, I hope. I may have to run him away from that combat. He's probably down to less than 100 health now. Here, I'm not going to take this person out this turn, probably, unless I get a crit or 2. Oh, there's 1. Not this turn, most likely. So she's down to 90. Yeah, no way I'm going to do 90, even with a crit. So maybe my leader can take out his opponent. Maybe. And then we can charge him over at the mystical, magical Sigmarite lady. All I've got is a 48%. I could move up a little bit. It might help my chances. No, just increase my targets a little bit. Still 48%. I may have to switch over to my halberd with him and have him come into combat, even though he's not that great in melee combat. Still 1% chance. 50% there. And another miss. Now my range guys really aren't contributing much to the combat this time. Good, succeeded. If he failed, he would be dead. But now there's nowhere for me to escape to get away. So I don't even have the option to disengage or flee or anything like that. Yeah, just keep hitting the same one. Although, which one could... I think my rifleman could see this one, so maybe I should hit this one. See if I can get a rifle shot in and do a bunch of damage. It might help me take this one out a little faster. But I don't think he's going to be on his feet much longer the way things are going. Hopefully I can dodge an attack or something here. Or they'll miss. Okay. Don't know if I can take this person out this turn. Definitely not if I miss. Yeah, pretty unlikely. I can do enough damage to take this one out this turn. So things are definitely not looking great. Even though I've already taken out a couple enemies and none of my guys are down yet, I'm definitely in bad shape. So Staggering Blow reduced their initiative a little bit. Web of Steel means I can parry up to 3 times, and if I do parry, I can counterattack. So it's possible I could kill that person with a counterattack. Here, I think I'm going to have to throw them in the combat here as well. Try to run the other guy out. He's not super tough either. He's only like a level 4. Not doing a lot of damage against someone so heavily armored. 81% parry isn't terrible, but not super great either. Yeah, you're down to 45. I think we're going to run you away. So disengage means you can move away without getting attacked. You can also flee, which just costs 1 movement, but then you get attacked on the way out. What I might do, actually, is try to take this person out faster. So I can free up my leader to go help everybody else. Magic. Good miss. I'm hoping Gustav can stay on his feet this turn. That spell failed. Stay alive, Gustav. Just stay alive. Yeah, this level 1 guy really is so weak that I can't really use him anywhere. He's sort of an emergency, sort of in the way between my archer and everybody else.
A new round.
But he's pretty much toast if he gets hit by much of anything. There's a counterattack. Come on, Gustav, stay alive. Still 1% on that big guy down there. Just the 2 targets. I'll take another 90%. That's a hit. Just keep doing what damage we can and try to keep my people from going down. This might be it for Gustav. Definitely in trouble, that's for sure. And there's another one free running around back there. Failed parry. It's already at like half health after 2 hits. And a crit. Nearly dead. keep trying whittling this one down. Yeah, miss again. Nothing else I can really do. So now you need to take this one down. 1 point short of killing them outright with that hit. Okay, that's another one down. Still have quite a ways to go to cause them to have to do a leadership check. So I can charge there. I could attack them. Maybe like to go after the one that's in a position where my rifleman can shoot them. I could go right for the big guy. I'd like to try to save Gustav if I can, though. Yeah, I'll try to save Gustav, I guess. If I can take her out, then I can free up a spot where Gustav can dodge out of the combat. But it's not going to happen this turn. And if my leader can take out Clara here, and then can go over against the big guy, it's a little bit extra damage to help. I was just checking chat. I didn't check for a little bit. Olatavio with some comments. Yeah, the 1% chance to hit with the ranged weapons is kind of funny. The game hates 0% and 100% chances, he says, so it gives you a 1% chance to hit. Yeah, I'd like to get some shots in her, hoping it wears off. So I'm kind of having to deal with her in melee, which is not what I want to do. Yeah, I think I'll just keep focusing here and hoping I can take out somebody. I'm pretty sure Gustav's going down this turn, though. Down to 61 health. Hoping he doesn't die. He's one of my most advanced characters. Level 8. Now if I can kill this person... There we go. And what I want to do is tie up them. I'm going to use a Jaw Strike here. It affects the ability to cast spells. Which missed, of course. Okay. Jaw Strike, Staggering Strike, or 2 regular attacks. I'll go for the 2 regular attacks, I guess. She still has a lot of health, 440 some health. I can parry 3 times with him, so I'm hoping I'll be able to parry and counterattack, and that'll absorb most of the shots coming in. And we might as well grab Wordstone while we're at it. -2 movement range, great. Loot them if they're down. The cluster is the one that's worth 15, so we definitely want to grab those if we see them. Grab all the woodstone we can, and probably run all the way back to the cart here if we can and dump that stuff off. He's in no shape to really be fighting at all. Of course, he can't make it very far. I really don't want to leave him in ambush stance. I don't want him ambushing somebody. Yeah, I don't want him moving back at all, if I can avoid it. And here we're going to pull this guy out of combat as well. He's all the way down to 59 health. I can't really even use him in combats further up because he's so weak at this point. So I'm just going to sort of pull back to cover my archers if I have to. So Octavio's saying it doesn't wear off. It's a permanent passive. And I thought it was a spell effect, the reduction to range shots. I haven't really played much against the sisters, and I don't have their... I haven't bought them as a faction to play around with or anything, so I don't really know too much about the abilities that they've got access to. I was hoping it was a spell that would wear off and I'd be able to get some shots in at some point, but yeah, that's really bad. It's going to make taking that one down a lot harder, but hopefully my leader can deal with it with the parries and stuff, I'm hoping. Since I can parry 3 times and counterattack for free with him, basically. I'm honestly surprised none of my guys have been taken out so far. I've been really careful. I'm going to sort of edge forward here to protect my spearmen a little bit, if I have to.
A new round has started.
A couple misses is nice to start with, but Gustav's probably going to get taken out this turn. So because I kind of have my ogre in the way, it's dropped from a 90% to a 60%. And we miss. I probably should be down on the ground. It probably would actually be better. I'd have more options for shots. Yeah, there's poor Gustav. Oh, he's got a magical mace and something, so she did just loot him. Well, my ambush there didn't get triggered. There we go. Parry and counter, that's what we want. Parry and counter. Parry everything. Yeah, 3 parries is really nice to have. I need to use 4 of my movement points to do that, but it really helps in this kind of situation, being able to parry that much. So here, if I can take them out... Oh, you parried, cheeky. I might have to switch over to my sword and axe combo so I can parry, because I'm getting down below 300 health now. Does mean I do a bit less damage. My crits do a lot less damage too, if I can get a crit off. So if I can kill her. I was hoping to take that person down this turn. It would help a lot. So here, I'm going to go ahead and bite the bullet, switch out, and deal with this sister that charged my spearman. I used to try to get my spearman out of there. Hopefully he can take care of that situation. Hopefully. not very ideal shots, but taking what we can. I think we'll go for a jaw strike here to start with. And another dodge. Probably should do that last, actually. Let her dodge a basic attack. Yeah, I'm definitely not an expert at this game. This is my first Warband I've used. Just kind of playing through and figuring out as I go. Been doing okay, but yeah, it started off really badly. I really don't want to commit him to combat, being only 59 health. Kind of lingering in case somebody goes down. I could then use them to grab some of their stuff. So instead of totally running away with him, I'm kind of keeping him in the area. He can't ambush very far. I probably actually should leave him in parry. So you, all the way down to 45. Let's get you out of that combat. And then you need to get back to the cart. His movement's still reduced, so he's not making it very far. I don't have a lot of choice. We'll just throw him an ambush, I guess. I don't want him to ambush anybody. Hopefully she's going to go for my leader or... Well, trying to get past my line. It's my poor little level 1 guy. Probably about to die. Taken out of the combat. Just got totally trashed in that little tiny exchange that happened.
A new round has started.
Couple good solid hits in there, unfortunately. So I can take her out this turn. Might be able to get a shot and take her out. I've got some other targets here. It's only a 60%. If I hit, she's done. We've got the person in combat with my Youngblood there, and the one who's totally free here. The 95. I think we'll go for that one. Solid hit. He's almost in combat with both of them, but not quite. A couple hits. Hopefully we can stay in there. Dodge it. Next shot coming in, hopefully. Nope. Now my ogre's not going to get free here. I'm definitely going to have to switch over to my sword combo to parry. Yeah, parry everything. My leader's going to save me here, probably. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have picked the hard group to go after. I'm holding on. Olatavio just made a comment, doing pretty well so far. Yeah, I'm holding on, but that's about it so far. Okay, so let's try to kill this person. That helps a little bit. Still not at the point where they're going to have to make a leadership check. I do want to switch to my sword and axe combo here, but see if we can do some damage first. Should probably check and see how much it takes. So 2 blue, and so I can only do 1 more regular attack. Or I could actually do a jaw strike and have enough left, because this character seems to be using some magic abilities. See if we can affect that a little bit. Switch over to my sword and axe combo, because my parry is 95%, whereas my dodge is only 55%. So I'm actually getting down low enough that I want to try to block as much incoming damage as I can. Do a tiny bit of damage here. See what it is without aiming. 74, or if I aim, it's 90. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and aim. It's not a lot of damage, but anything helps. I may have to use some hurt people on that sister to try to stop her. But they're not going to last long if they go into combat with her. If I can take her out, then I can use my leader to occupy that person. Couple more shots, just need to do enough damage. There we go. I do have some space, so I'm going to go ahead and check her first. And nothing I really want to pick up. I'm going to tie up the one that's free, I guess. So she doesn't end up going through and just slaughtering my injured guys in the back. And I'm going to keep running him back to dump off his wordstone. Kind of keeping him here in case somebody goes down, then we can check him for stuff. He could maybe take 1 shot, and that's about it. So I'm just going to kind of leave him here hanging out. They just passed their route check. So I got to kill somebody else before they have to make another one. I thought with their leader down, they would probably fail it on the first try. I was kind of hoping they would fail it on their first try with their leader down anyway. And he's got some spots free too, so I might leave him out here as well. Just in case someone goes down, I might have a chance to grab some of their stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and put him in parry, even though it's only a 34% chance. It might save him if somebody comes free. Charges down on him.
A new round has started.
Just checking chat again. Latavia saying leader with the hard carry? I'm not sure what you mean, leader with the hard carry. I'm assuming you're talking about my leader, but I'm not sure what the hard carry refers to. Oh man, okay, so we just one-on-one here. So we'll make a regular attack first. Oh, actually got a crit and a stun. That will help. Should do more damage. If somebody's critted, it seems like you do have an increased chance to hit, but also seems like an increased chance to crit on them, or increased damage. Wow, 2 in a row. Jeez, okay. So the way this is going, do I do 2 normal attacks, or do I do a jaw strike? I think we'll go for the regulars. Just do as much damage as possible. Not enough, but pretty close to taking that one out. And we've got a shot somewhere. 79, 61. Oh, it's the stunned person is a 95. Yeah, let's kill that person. Out of action. I think we're going to make it. Oh, they succeeded in their route test again. And no dodge there. So far, 70% dodge hasn't really helped me much. So now I gotta kill somebody else to be able to get another route check. I can't really get through these combats very easily to get towards the people I just took down with my free warriors in the back here. I think I can go through the building, maybe. I just don't want to have them accidentally end up in combat. And both of these are actually quite low, 45 health, 64 health, so we'll go with the increased chance to hit. Help a little tiny bit. I might even be able to use my weak warriors here to charge in and actually get the kills with them since they're so low. Never mind, she'll be going down. Check her for anything. Yeah, nothing that interesting to pick up. Yeah, I could go ahead and take them out. I'm just thinking if I want to use somebody else to finish that person off, we could use the experience. Check their corpse here for anything I can pick up. Nope. About the other ones, just kind of looking for any wordstone that they might have been carrying. I don't know why Gustav is still there. He should have disappeared and turned into a bag. Doesn't even look like there's a bag there to sort through his stuff. Kind of a weird glitch. Maybe that's a bad sign. Maybe he's dead. It's kind of hard to tell when there's all the stuff on the ground, like which have I checked and which haven't I checked, and it might be a way to tell, but not that I've been able to figure out. Now, I've got 3 guys left that can take action, so I'm actually not going to charge in here and get the kill with my leader. I want to get one of the other guys to do it and get experience. won't be you, because you're all the way in the back here. I, at this point, don't really need to be dumping off the stuff, but I'm going to go and do it anyway, since I'm practically here anyway. So I've got a shot here. Let's see if we can... No charge, apparently. Well, maybe not taking him out with this guy. I still might lose a guy here. If this person gets to act before anyone else. Only got one attack here with this soldier. 4 points short of taking her down. So I'm hoping somebody's going to get a chance to go before she does. And I guess it'll be my ogre. It takes her down. Slight overkill, if I can get in. There we go. Yeah, her life kind of sucks right at this moment. There we go. Okay, that was pretty tense, actually. I was kind of convinced I was going to lose. I had to take out all of them. I'm hoping my guy Gustav, my level 8 warrior, is not going to have some major injury or die, which has kind of been my luck lately. Every time I have somebody go down, they're dead. Or like I had an archer that lost an arm, so he can't use any of his ranged weapons. Or I've had archers get megalomania, so that they won't use ranged weapons. Things like that. Did get a decent amount of ward stones. I picked up 4 shards and a cluster, and then after the combat I picked up some, and then 3 items it looks like. So we'll see what happened.
Up on the field of battle is a great feeling. It is even better when you're getting paid for it.
Task completed.
And we got
Nice.
some achievements there. I'm not sure if they're popping up. First of many and against the odds. To check and see what those are exactly. So what I'll do afterwards is kind of show any level ups. Got a lot of skill points there. Physical advancement. Full recovery. Lucky. But it looks like he lost his... I had a blue mace on him. So it looks like that's gone. Of course, losing any special items I have. But better than him dying. And he didn't go down, but he's got a couple days to recover. Sometimes this happens. It seems like... I'm not sure if it's a percentage of damage that you take, or if it's you're down a certain amount or not. But I've had sometimes where, yeah, it'll be a light wound or just have 2 days you can't do anything.
Fantastic.
And he leveled up to a level 8. I think he was right on the verge of level 8, or had just gotten level 8. And another light wound here, a couple days recovery time, even though he didn't go down. So maybe my level 1 warrior will have the same. Ogre just keeps racking up the kills.
Nice progress.
He went up a level, so he'll be able to do a little bit more.
The gods are with you.
No injury here, but level 2, so that'll help a little bit. I actually have a skill, so I can give him something. So 7 shards, 3 clusters, a bow, 2 fragments, mandrake root, dagger. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So the 8 would be my medical costs. So if you just go into here, you can just pay everything all at once, or you can If you go to your warband, pay it individually if you want to. And then for the mission, we've got to pay 65 gold out to everybody. Fine. So I'll just kind of quickly go through my level ups here. Yeah, level 10 seems to be max, so he's kind of maxed out at everything here. Max leadership. Would have liked to get his strength a little higher, but max toughness. Weapon skill maxed out. We're going to keep cranking up the toughness here. What I kind of want to do with these guys would be to equip them with halberds, typically, if they can get fairly tough. But since he lost the leg really early on and was kind of weak, I went ahead and gave him the shield specialist. So for him, I'm probably going to switch the spear that my warrior has to him if he gets a bit tougher. Even right now with the increased toughness, he's only at 219, and the warrior's a bit higher than that. So that's kind of long-term for him. You didn't get anything, you just leveled up. I'm not really sure about the leadership. I've never had to actually make any leadership checks with the ogres. They have fear, so they're immune to fear. But it seems like even if I'm in a combat with multiple people, I never have to make a check for all alone or anything like that. So I haven't really bothered with any points in leadership. So just putting some points in intelligence because it'll reduce the stun chance. That's kind of the only real thing, and magic resistance goes up a little bit. I don't really know why. Now just looking at the chat again, and actually it looks like I'm having some kind of error, so I'm not sure if I'm actually still streaming. But Otavio has some comments. When a warrior suffers a crit, he'll get a light injury. It's part of the crit mechanic. Okay, did not know that. I just kind of figured it was based on the amount of damage they might have taken during the combat. Yeah, but I'm actually not sure if I'm streaming right now. All I can see is media resource decoding error. So I'm not sure if that's on my end or what. So hopefully I'm still streaming. I mean, thankfully we're almost done with everything, but that kind of sucks. I'm also recording. What I'll do with the missions is I also put stuff up whenever I play games. I put things up eventually onto my YouTube channel, which is also DisturbingPuppet. Yeah, but here I'm going to go ahead and throw into intelligence just for some additional magic resistance and stun resistance. I've already maxed out my weapon skill here, so going for accuracy, which just affects crit chance, so hoping for more and more crits and more crit damage. I kind of maxed out agility here just for the dodge, so we're up to 95% dodge chance with him. After that, a little bit of toughness. So even, oh, he's all the way level 10 now, so that's it for his advancements, it looks like. So this is the very last advancement. Yeah, make him a little tougher, that's fine. He's actually one of the first guys I ever had successfully survived this far without any real damage or anything. It's kind of amazing. I like my archers going quickly and kind of scouting, so alertness is kind of what I've mostly gone into. So go ahead and keep that going. Hoping that they're not ever ending up in combat or anything, so I haven't really been putting much in leadership, but another point of leadership wouldn't be bad there, just in case. Yep, Gustav lost his mace. I could have been giving him a mace because he's one eye, so he's a minus 10% chance to hit. So the mace was kind of making up for part of that. Seems like anytime I get any good items, I end up having the person go down and they lose them. So some things I've been holding on to, like that hammer that I have, the blue hammer. Let's keep pumping some stuff into leadership, I guess, just because I want him to stay tough in combat, even if he's surrounded like he was in this one. And my poor little level 2 guy, same, and leadership. And here we've got toughness maxed out already. Go into strength for some extra damage, I guess. I'll probably play around with skills or something here in a bit, but that's probably going to be it for the stream. Like I said, I'm not even sure I'm still streaming since I'm getting media resource decoding error. So, yeah. Just got another comment, just kind of looking. Ashikaga_Juro says hello, hello. Thank you for checking it out. I'm just about done. We're just kind of playing a quick mission here to kind of show off my guys. I'm definitely not an expert at Mordheim or anything, just kind of muddling through and figuring it out as I go with my Mercenary band. Hoping everything goes well, but was on a good patch for a while, and now things have been a little rough. So with them, with this game, I'm just kind of uploading every once in a while, doing a stream. What I'll do with any of my games, I was playing a lot of Blood Bowl and stuff before, is I'll have stuff up on Twitch, and then after a little while, I'll put it up on my YouTube channel, which is also DisturbingPuppet. So if you're interested in any previous Blood Bowl campaigns or other games I played, you can check things out there. I really appreciate it. I do stuff on Twitch at least once a week or so. Just kind of depends on the game and what I'm doing. I haven't really committed to anything since I finished the last season of Blood Bowl 2, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. Maybe just play around with some random different games before I start something else that I'd be streaming super regularly. But anyway, really appreciate you checking it out, and I hope you had a good time and interested in what you saw. So please come back sometime. Check me out on either Twitch or on YouTube. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.